So there are over 150 sync pairs in Pokemon Masters, and I'm sure a lot of us have certain teams that we enjoy using over other teams. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my 3 favorite teams that I enjoy using. And in the comments, you could also let me know what your favorite teams are, because it's going to vary between each player, because there are just so many team compositions that you can actually use and that are still pretty solid, because like there's so much that you can do. Because you can get like someone that's a lower tier option, like for example Berg. You can get a lower tier option like Berg and have a team setup so that it can show his best side and be at his full potential. And then even then he can still be pretty solid. But at the end of the day, like, you want to use sync pairs that are good in certain events. Like if I'm going to be bringing Garchomp, I'm going to make sure that the stage I'm going to be taking him on is going to be weak to ground, because then that's where you're really going to be seeing the full potential, and that's where you're going to be getting a lot of the damage for the sync pairs that you enjoy using. And that's why I made it a top 3 of my favorite teams to use, because like there's going to be different situations, so like you're not always going to be running the same team. Maybe you are, but I mean, if you do that, then I mean, you must really enjoy that team. But let's get with the top 3 list, and I'll see you guys in 1 sec. Alright, so we're going to start with team number 3, and Diantha is one of the newer sync pairs that came out, and I'm just having so much fun with Diantha. And with Diantha having, or being a tech type, on her sync move, she deals more damage when her defense is increased. So obviously, like, having someone like Steelix on the team and Jasmine that increases defense is going to help Diantha reach her potential when it comes to doing a lot of damage on her sync move, because they give defense to all, and if you get MP refresh, then you could easily get +6 on the defense. But at the same time, Diantha is very self-sufficient, because every time she attacks, she is going to be giving defense, special defense, and speed to herself, along with the lowering the speed of the enemy, defensive enemy, and the special defensive enemy as well. And on the screen, I'll be having like a gameplay of the team that I'm talking about, just so you can sort of get like a visualization as well with the teams I'm talking about. But like, Diantha is just so good. I would argue like she'd probably be one of the best offense tech types in the game, because she can just do so much. She's so fun, and like she's one of those sync pairs that can do a lot of damage and can actually tank a lot too. And she heals herself as well, which is insane. And then on top of that, she also gives herself move gauge, so like she's just insane. Like she just does a lot. She does a lot. And then she has Aura Sphere, so like if you're going up against a stage that has moves that can lower your accuracy, or if there's someone on the enemy team that's just constantly spamming something that can lower your accuracy, then you could just resort to using Aura Sphere, and you can just spam that, and you get 2 move gauge refreshes on the sync grid. So Aura Sphere has a chance of becoming 0 move gauge, so you could literally just spam this, and because it never misses, you could easily go to your sync move and then just do a bunch of damage that way. Because even when you're using Aura Sphere, you will be lowering the defense, special defense, and speed of the enemy, while increasing all those 3 for yourself as well, allowing you to do even more damage. So with Diantha being so versatile and being able to do so much, it makes her a lot of fun. But then when you pair her up with other sync pairs that can help make her get to her full potential, it's going to be even better, and it's going to be even more fun. So this is going to be my 3rd favorite team in Pokemon Masters. And the Diantha's sync move animation is just insanely sick too. Like it just looks very, very nice, and it shows Diantha's good side. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, it shows Diantha's good side, like when she twirls around and then has her arms in the air and then just comes to a pose. Like, it just looks really good. And then all around, Diantha is really awesome. And then pairing her up with other sync pairs that can help reach her max potential makes it even better. So this is my 3rd favorite team. Now let's move on to number 2. So my 2nd favorite team to use is actually the Anniversary N. And with him, I have paired up with Champion Iris and then Blaine. Now I have Blaine over here, obviously, because with sunny days, Reshiram is going to be getting a nice buff in the sun. So it's going to help with the sync move. It's going to help with Blue Flare. So it's just going to help Reshiram and N be at their full potential. It's not going to be a full Unova team, but because of the sun, you're going to be honestly, you're probably better off having one extra, like another Unova Synchro on the team. So that's why I have Iris here. And to help with, because of the double drop ability that she has, it's going to help with Reshiram being at the full potential as well. But I still think like you're better off with having someone on the team that can put up Sun, so that Reshiram can get that nice sunny day boost in the sun with for the fire types. And then on top of that, like because of the extend rage, Reshiram is like constantly doing a bunch of damage, because there's going to be no damage drop off on the AoE because of extended rage. When we use AoE attacks, like for example, Groudon with Priestess Blaze, or we use Garchomp with Earthquake, there's going to be a damage drop off because of the typical AoE stuff that happens. But when we look at Extend Rage description, when a move used by the user's Pokemon that targets itself or an ally is successful, the target becomes all ally sync pairs. So this automatically makes it an AoE, even though Blue Flare is not an AoE attack. Because of Extended Rage, it makes it an AoE. And then when the move used by the Pokemon's target on the opponent is successful, the target becomes all opponents sync pairs. The power and chance of applying additional effects to the moves affected by the skill are not lowered, even if they are multiple targets, meaning that there's going to be no damage drop off. So if Blue Flare was going to be doing 7,000 damage to the boss Pokemon, then it's going to be doing 7,000 damage to the side Pokemon as well. And that is an insane ability to have, because it's going to help with taking out the side Pokemon very easily, and it's going to allow you to keep your target on the boss Pokemon, the middle Pokemon, so that you can beat the event a lot faster and a little bit more easier as well when you are super effective in that certain stage. And because of that, it just makes it really fun to use Anniversary N with Reshiram. And they have the Master Passive, so like they're just going to be getting a nice buff. They're a tech type, so you know they're going to be doing a lot of damage when they sync move. And with their sync move, the more the target stats have been lowered, the greater the power of this move. Which is why I have Champion Iris and Hydreigon on the team, because of the double drop ability. They can lower the stats really, really quick. So like 3 Breaking Swipes, they're going to be at -6 physical attack. 3 Snarls are going to be at -6 special attack, and then on their lucky skill I have Defense Crush, so they have a chance of lowering the defense. And then with the double drop, you can lower the defense by 2 stages as well when it does activate, so the chances of you getting Reshiram's max potential is going to be a lot higher when you have Iris and Hydreigon on the team. So that's why I have them there. And Reshiram, they also have Mind Game, so like every time you attack, they're going to be lowering the special defense, which allows you to get another multiplier for the sync move, so that they're able to do a lot of damage. So with Reshiram and Hydreigon, like you're lowering special attack, physical attack, defense, and then special defense. So it's just going to be a lot of multipliers that Reshiram is going to be getting, being able to be at the full potential as well. And then on top of that, you also have Blaine with the Sun. So with all those multipliers and then Blaine on the team, putting up Sun, the amount of damage that Reshiram is going to be doing is going to be a lot. Maybe not a lot as what we were expecting on release, but it is still a really good damage for Reshiram, considering that like you don't have any damage drop off for the AoE. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy using N and Reshiram, and that's why they're my number 2. I love them so much. But that's my number 2 team. Let's go to the number 1 team, and this is probably not going to be a surprise to a lot of you guys that do watch my channel. It's not going to be a surprise at all, but let's move on to number 1. And now for my number 1 favorite team, it has to be this right here. Groudon and Maxie. Easily my favorite team to run. Like the amount of damage that this team can do is just insane. Because Steven has the Hoenn Master Passive, like it doesn't specify if it's special attack or physical. So because of that, they're going to be getting that nice 30% damage buff along with 26 damage reduction added with Groudon's Master Passive, which at full potential, they're going to be getting 50% power up and a 31% damage reduction. So that's going to be like 80% damage buff, and then about 50% damage reduction when you have both Groudon and Rayquaza on the team. So it's just going to be insane. So you could already see how much damage these guys are going to be doing together. And then on top of that, because they get move gauge acceleration, like when they're in the sun, because of Groudon's passive, you're not going to have any issues with move gauge at all. And then same with Steven, like he increases his speed when he's in his Mega Evolution form, and when he's in his Mega Evolution form, he just gets really, really fast, so like you're literally going to have no move gauge issues at all. And then having Phoebe on the team, or Phoebe, or Phoebe, however you want to say her name. Like with her being on the team, like you're going to be able to have your crit all the way up, even though Groudon and Rayquaza can reach their max crit anyways. But like if you just really want to go right into attacking, you don't have to worry about clicking on their dire hits, and you can just let Phoebe do that. And then on top of that, she has her trade move, which does increase your move gauge as well if you are struggling with move gauge, which you shouldn't, but if you do, then she's going to be able to help charge up your move gauge again. And she also gives attack, which is nice. Like she just does a lot on her training move as well, which is cool. So there's that's going for her. And she has vigilance, so you don't have to worry about crits being landed on her. So like with Groudon having an insane AoE, and then Rayquaza over here as well, like the damage that you're going to be doing is just insane. And it could be vice versa too. Like if you want to have Rayquaza be the main attacker, you could also do that. But if you want to have Groudon be the main attacker, you could also do that. But at the same time, like you could even just rock both of them and just spam both of their moves, because again, you're not going to have any issues with move gauge. So you can literally spam both their moves and you'll be just fine. And this is going to be like a deadly team to run. Now, if you have Kyogre and you don't have Groudon, obviously you can still run Kyogre on the team as well, because Rayquaza is part special attacker as well because of Draco Meteor. So Rayquaza is going to fit nicely on the Kyogre team as well if you want to try that out too. But this is my #1 favorite team. I love Groudon. Like Groudon is like literally one of my favorite Pokemon with Lucario. So Groudon and Lucario, my #1 favorite Pokemon. Like they're tied as #1, but the amount of damage that this team can output is just insane. It just makes a lot of these battles super, super easy. Like even when Rayquaza isn't super effective, or vice versa, like they're still doing a lot of damage together because of the move gauge acceleration that they have, the high damage that they have because of the master passive that synergize really nicely together. Like it's just insane. And then on top of that, the damage reduction is just GG. Like you're easily winning a lot of events and battles with this team. But this is my #1 favorite team. Let me know your 3 favorite teams in Pokemon Master and why they're your favorite teams. I think this will be fun to do. I thought about doing this because like we've just got so many sync pairs, and I made a video like this in the past before, but we just keep getting so many sync pairs, and every month they're just starting to release like minimum 5 sync pairs each month. So it's just a crazy amount of numbers. And because of that, the amount of teams that we can run and different team compositions that we can actually do is going to be a lot higher. So that's why I thought I'd make this video. But again, let me know your 3 favorite teams of Pokemon Masters and why. That'll be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.